Hey everyone, so today I wanted to share the best and worst products from NYX. Over the past year or two, I have tried so many products from NYX. NYX is actually one of the first brands that I tried years and years ago when I was really getting into makeup, and then there was a good gap of time where I didn't have a ton of NYX products in my collection. But I feel like over the past year or two, they have been launching so many amazing products, just really high quality, trendy products that go super viral. So today I wanted to update you on which ones I think are worth the money, which ones aren't, because at this point I have a ton of NYX products. I was actually surprised as I was getting ready for this video going through my makeup collection because I just have NYX products in all different categories. And I think that's one thing about the brand I love. Some brands do really good lip products, some brands focus on cheek products, but NYX tends to release just a good range of products in all different categories. I want to film a full face of NYX, but I'm missing a few staple products. I don't know why, but I don't have a NYX foundation, and there are a few other things I'm missing too. So I might ask you for some suggestions in today's video, and then I'll definitely come back and do a full face because they really do have so many of my favorites. But there are also some products that haven't worked for me, so I'll share those in today's video as well. So because NYX does have so many products, I narrowed it down to my top 5 in each category, and then I also have 1 or 2 products that I don't recommend in each category as well. So I think NYX does a really good job with face primers. They have a ton of different options depending on what you're looking to do, and they also create a lot of mini face primers as well, which is nice because if you're someone who doesn't go through primer really quickly or you don't know if the full-sized version is really what you need, it's nice that you can get a mini. My favorite primer that NYX has created is the Plump Right Back. This is their plumping serum and primer. Now this is a little bit more expensive for a drugstore primer. It's $17, and I think that price tag can hold people back a little bit. But again, NYX does typically go on sale on Ulta's website. If you wait, you can usually get the products like buy one, get one 50% off, buy two, get one free. So that's usually when I do try some of their more expensive products. But I love this primer. I think that it works so well. It's very smoothing, very, very hydrating. If you're someone that deals with texture or fine lines, or when you wear foundation, it just doesn't look really smooth on your skin, this is the primer that you need to try. It really does plump up the skin in a really natural way. I'm wearing this today, and it just makes my skin look and feel super smooth. Foundation glides on so beautifully, and I feel like when I use this primer under foundation, I end up using so much less foundation because again, it just creates that really smooth, even canvas. Sometimes smoothing primers will actually cause my foundation to break apart or separate. That's not the case with this one. It is such a gorgeous formula. I think it would work well whether you have dry skin or oily skin. It doesn't necessarily extend the wear of your makeup, but it definitely creates like that smoothed out, perfected, poreless canvas if that's what you're looking for. Like I said, I don't know why I don't have a NYX foundation. I know that I've tried some of their foundations in the past, but I would love to know, what is your favorite foundation from the brand? Like, what's the one that I personally need to pick up and try? I'll definitely try it out and do that full face of NYX, but I do love this concealer. This is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This product gets so much hype on social media, but it really is a product that I think deserves the hype because it looks amazing on the skin. It has a very hydrating feel to it. It looks really luminous, very glowy, but it also has pretty good coverage, which I like. It blends out in seconds. It's super easy to work with. I do think it does have a tendency to crease. If you have fine lines, all concealers are going to end up creasing on you. I always set my concealer with powder, and once I set it, it doesn't move. I have it on today, and I just feel like my entire under eye area looks so smooth when I use this product. It really is such a beautiful texture. The only thing that I don't like about this product is the packaging. I don't hate the packaging. I think, a pump product makes sense when it comes to certain things, but I just prefer a typical doe foot that you dip in and apply the product with a wand. It's a little bit easier to use because when it comes to a pump, I feel like I always pump out either too little or too much, typically too much because you just need a small amount. So, it's not the worst thing ever, but I wish it just had a doe foot and a wand. I feel like that would be perfect. But other than that, the actual product is so good, definitely worth the hype. I've used up and repurchased this product so many times, and it hasn't even been around that long. I would say maybe just a few years, but it really is so good that it is a true staple of mine. It is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. This was popping up in my empties like every single time I was filming those videos because I just love it. If you have oily skin, this is the powder for you because it definitely keeps your skin matte throughout the day, and it also extends the wear of my foundation. I can wear a foundation that on its own or with like a very light powder might wear off or start to break down after like 5 hours, And when I wear this product, it will definitely last longer, like 8 or 9 hours. It also has a little bit of coverage, so it just makes your skin look, you know, a little bit more evened out if that's what you're going for. And it also looks really, really smooth on the skin. If I'm going for a dewy, luminous look, this is not the powder to use. So I would say if you have dry skin or you definitely like more of a glow, to maybe skip over this one. But if you have oily skin and you want your makeup to stay in place all day long, this is a perfect option. They also have a bunch of shades to choose from. I wear the shade Light, which works well for me. During the summer, it's maybe just a little bit too light, but right now it really is the perfect shade for me. So I love this. One of my most repurchased products of all time for sure. So I actually don't have a ton of NYX cheek products. Years ago, I used to love those blushes that came in the square packaging. They kind of had like a little bit of almost like a quilted design on them. And I swear I had like 9 or 10 of them if they made that many shades. I remember doing like an entire video just dedicated to those blushes because I loved them so much. But I actually don't have any other NYX powder blushes in my collection. So if you guys have a favorite, please let me know. But I do have a powder bronzer that I love. This is the NYX Matte Bronzer. I have the shade Medium, which is a little bit too dark for me right now. It really does work well for me during the summertime if I have a tan. I didn't have much of a tan this summer, but I still wore it because it just works well to bronze up your skin in a really pretty way. It's a very smooth, very, very blendable bronzer with good pigment. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll love this. I have trouble with a lot of powder bronzers looking streaky or patchy, or they're just not very blendable. That's not the case with this one. This one feels very smooth. It honestly feels like a high-end bronzer. That being said, I've really been reaching for cream bronzer a lot lately, and probably for the last few months, and I love the NYX Wonder Sticks. So they have a bunch of these. These are dual-ended face shaping sticks. One side is a cream highlighter, and then the other side is a cream bronzer or cream contour. This highlighter shade really isn't the best on me. I figured it out because the first few times I was using this, I was like, I don't know if I like the highlighter. It's not the formula, it's the actual color. It just doesn't go well with my skin tone. So I kind of want to pick up another one, just one that has like more of a golden highlighter, but this bronzer is perfect for me. I have Universal Light. I love the formula of this because it stays in place all day long. It's a really nice pigmented bronzer, so you can definitely build it up if that's something you want to do too. But I also love the shape of this because sometimes with cream bronzers, they're so big that I inevitably end up applying too much. That doesn't happen with this one because it is such a like smaller, more precise product. So you can definitely use it to contour your nose. You could use it as eyeshadow if that's something you want to do too. Typically, I just apply it to my cheeks, my forehead, blend it out, and I'm good to go. And I've been reaching for this one a lot because it does stay in place so well and it looks really good on the skin. It's not overly luminous. A lot of cream bronzers are so glowy, so dewy, but this one has more of like a nice natural satin finish, so it's perfect. And then they also have blush Wonder Sticks as well. They have 3 different options, so each one comes with 2 different blushes. And I really like this, again, because it is more of a satin finish. I just think it is perfect. It stays in place well on the skin. These have really, really good pigment, and they almost stain the cheeks a little bit, but I feel like that's perfect if you want your blush to last all day long without fading. And it's nice because you can mix the shades together, just use one side. So these are really great too. But again, if you have any powder blush recommendations, let me know. So the worst product in this category for me is something that I don't have because I ended up decluttering it. I think it was one of my worst products of 2021, I'm pretty sure. This is the NYX Bear With Me Luminous Cheek Serum. So first of all, they only have 3 shades, which for NYX is kind of surprising because typically they do launch pretty good shade ranges in all categories, like lip products, cheek products, complexion products. A serum blush in theory sounds really nice. And I actually have a couple of serum blushes that I really like at this point. But the problem with some formulas is that because they are more serum-like in texture, they're very, very watery. And that almost erased all of the foundation underneath as soon as I applied it to my face. And if I was able to kind of get it on without moving too much of the foundation around, it would only last for maybe like an hour before it started to break apart on me. It made my makeup look like an absolute mess. It's also a very, very sheer product, so I had to apply a good amount of it to even get it to show up on my skin. So again, like all of those factors combined just made it an absolute fail for me. I don't recommend trying that out, especially because they have so many other good products. so many other amazing cheek products. These are definitely a better option. Okay, let's move on to eyes and brows. So I have tried NYX eyeshadows in the past, but I really don't have a lot of NYX eyeshadow palettes in my collection right now. I think I have one, and it's like a 6-pan palette, which is really nice. But again, if you have a favorite NYX eyeshadow palette, please let me know. Remember when NYX was doing those monochromatic palettes? I loved those so much. I talked about those on my channel nonstop. There was like this gorgeous green and blue and purple one that I used all the time. So I miss having those. They were just kind of older, so I remember decluttering them at some point. But NYX does make the most beautiful liquid shadows. These are the Ultimate Glow Shots. They're kind of a newer product, but they really are a great option if you like liquid eyeshadow. They have 13 gorgeous shades. Honestly, I had such a hard time narrowing it down when I first placed my order. I still only have 2 because every time I go to order another one, I can't decide. There are so many pretty shades that I feel like I can't narrow it down. So at some point I will add more to my collection, but I feel like these 2 are beautiful. So I'm wearing this one on my eyes today. This one is Wow Cacao. I have it all over the lid, kind of like up to here. I do have an eyeshadow palette from ColourPop on my eyes. The palette is called, what is it? Lucky Penny. So I do have other eyeshadows on my eyes too. So typically I don't use these as like a one and done eyeshadow. You can totally do that if that's what you're going for. But I usually do end up wearing more than one eyeshadow when I take the time to do my makeup. So I love using these all over the lid because they just make your eyes look so pretty. They're very glowy, very shimmery in such a beautiful way. You can definitely sheer these out if you want like a lighter, softer wash of color. But I feel like these look their best when you really layer them up. And don't be afraid to go in and just kind of apply it and let it dry. I think sometimes with liquid shadows, we get a little bit nervous that they're going to look clumpy or end up creasing, but I like to maybe apply like a light layer of this and then go in and really layer it up. I'll use these in an upcoming video so you can see how they work, but they definitely look very vibrant, very glowy, so pretty. And I also think these are nice as like an inner corner highlight. I mean, I only have 2, but this shade Grapefruit Glow is perfect in the inner corner. I'll typically just dab this on the back of my hand and then just use my finger to apply a little bit in the inner corner. I don't have this one on today, but that works really nicely as well. So again, I love these. I definitely want to pick up more shades. I can't decide. There's a really pretty like yellowy gold one I'll probably end up grabbing, but I think that these are so much fun. NYX eyeliners are really great. These are the Epic Wear eyeliner sticks, and I really haven't purchased a lot, if any, like high-end pencil liners in a really long time. Urban Decays are some of my favorite, but I feel like there are so many good drugstore alternatives at this point that I can't really justify the price point. These included. These are really nice. They just glide on well. They stay in place nicely. I have a few shades that I typically use on the waterline, and I also end up wearing this one on my upper lash line too because it is such a pretty color. I just realized this one has a different name. Are these different? These ones are the Epic Wear liner sticks, but this one says Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner. Okay, I just scrolled through all of their eye products. They have a ton of eye products. They don't have this other eyeliner, so I think they just ended up renaming these. I'm pretty sure this is the older name. It sounds very similar to Urban Decay's name, so I wonder if that was the issue, but either way, their eyeliner formula is really nice. You don't have to spend a ton of money on eyeliners to get a nice option. They also have a liquid liner that I love, but because I had to narrow it down to my top 5, I didn't include that one. Because the other 3 products in this category have to go to brow products. NYX brow products are so good. These are 3 of my brow staples. I used to spend the money on high-end brow pencils, the ABH brow pencil, the Urban Decay brow blade. I do still love the Urban Decay brow blade, but honestly, after having these products in my collection, I could do without it, which in the past, I never thought I'd be able to replace it. So my favorite brow gel of all time, this is the best, is the NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This is for those of you that have very sparse brows like me. I don't touch my brows. I don't pluck them except for like a stray hair every once in a while, and they just don't really grow. I've tried serums, I've tried everything, and they are what they are. And I feel like that's fine, but honestly, I just think a more defined filled in brow makes such a difference in the way my face looks. So I love a product like this because it makes my brows look like they're naturally very full. It really is such a game changer, and I think it's the actual texture of this product because I've tried a lot of brow gels in the past that have a very wet texture, and sometimes they'll dry and they'll look a little bit shiny, or sometimes they're hard to build because they are so wet. This is a little bit more of a dry formula and it has a ton of fibers in it, so it's very easy to build the product into your brows. Every time I use this in a video where I'm doing my makeup, I feel like there are people that are so shocked at the results because it is such a dramatic difference when you use this, but at the same time, you can use it in a way where it looks really, really natural. It locks my brows into place all day long. Honestly, if this product was $30, I'd pay $30 for it because it's so good, but thankfully, it's NYX, so it's a little bit more affordable, and whenever it's on sale, I just repurchase it because I have to have it in my collection. So this is what I have in my brows today, and then I also have this. I've been using this for such a long time, like ever since they launched it a few years ago. I've gone through it and repurchased it over and over because it is such a staple. It's the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. So the way I do my brows these days is I'll take this product and run it through, let it dry completely, and then rather than reaching for a brow pencil, which is what I would do in the past, I'll use this and just really fill in the front of my brows and create like the appearance of hair where I don't really have any. The front of my brows is where I struggle the most, and they're not looking the best today, but I do love this product. I think it is so effective. It's so good, and they really have a good range. They have lighter shades, deeper shades, and what I love about this shade in particular, Espresso, is that it doesn't look red toned. But the NYX brow pencil is also such a staple. This is their micro brow pencil. This is what replaced the Anastasia Brow Wiz for me because I was spending, I don't know, what is it, like $24 on a brow pencil over and over again until I discovered this. And this is a $10 brow pencil that, again, you can typically get on sale. And I feel like this is even better than the ABH one because it's a little bit more precise, and I just like the texture of this better. It's not overly creamy. It stays in place really, really well. I honestly don't really use a brow pen in the front of my brows anymore. I typically just use it to kind of like define the arch a little bit. And honestly, there are days where I'll just skip a brow pencil altogether. These really are my true staples. But again, if you're spending a lot of money on brow products, try NYX, because the thing about brow products for a lot of us is that those are products we'll actually use up and repurchase over and over. So for me, it's really nice having a more affordable option rather than having to spend the money on high-end brow products that I know I'll go through every few months. That being said, there is a brow product from NYX that I don't like, and it's a very popular brow product that went viral. It is their clear brow glue. This might come down to personal preference. I think if you have very thick eyebrows, this might do it for you. My sister has really thick brows, and I actually recommended that she try this product out because I feel like her brows are the opposite of mine. This is kind of like a sticky, almost tacky, almost like a true glue for your brows. So when you brush this into your brows, it's supposed to hold them into place and give you like that laminated look. Because my brows are so thin, I feel like products like that don't end up working on them, and I need something that's going to kind of add like a little bit of texture to them, almost something like this that has fibers in it. But that product is almost, why do I keep saying almost? That product is like a very runny, gluey, sticky product, and I don't know, even just talking about it, I don't know how it could really be appealing, but at the same time, I know some people love it, especially people who have like thick, almost more coarse, maybe difficult to tame brows, like my sister. I actually haven't asked her about that in a while, so now I'm curious to know if she likes it or not. But for me, personally, if we have very similar brows, I wouldn't recommend picking that one up. I just felt like it was kind of difficult to use, and I personally prefer this one. I kind of wonder, like I feel like you would probably prefer one or the other and just not like the other one. Like if you love that clear brow gel, do you hate this? You guys will have to let me know if you've tried both of them. NYX has always had such a wide variety of lip products. Ever since I started my YouTube channel, I've been a fan of their lip products. The NYX matte lipsticks are still a favorite. I think at this point they've discontinued the majority of them, but I still have a few shades in my collection. I also loved the NYX butter glosses back in the day, the soft matte lip creams. I remember raving about those years ago. But I think some of my top products are a few newer launches. The NYX This Is Milky gloss line is so good, especially the newer ones that have these little milkshakes on them. They have like two different This Is Milky gloss lines. One is a little bit more sheer, one has a little bit more pigment. The ones with the milkshakes are the ones to try because these feel like high-end lip glosses. I honestly think these are better than like some of my $24 lip glosses from Sephora. They are so glossy, incredibly shiny, just very, very reflective. The actual formula is very luxurious feeling. It's a little bit thicker, but not in a bad way. If you're looking for a lip gloss line with good pigmentation that feels hydrating, very luxurious, very plush on the lips, this is the one to try. I also like the newer, well, this has been around for a little while, the This Is Juice Gloss line. I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of this formula when it first launched, but I feel like my preferences have changed a little bit. If you're looking for a sheer line that doesn't have a lot of color, this is the one to go with. They're basically all like clear glosses with a hint of color, or they're just true clear glosses. Again, these are very glossy on the lips. They're definitely thinner. So if you don't like a thick, like plush hydrating gloss and you want like a thinner lip gloss lip oil hybrid, this is a more ideal option. Again, it just looks very juicy, very glossy on the lips, really pretty. And what I love about NYX glosses is they're not sticky at all. Now if you're looking for actual pigment, there are two formulas that I recommend. I love these new NYX Smooth Whip matte lip creams. Now if you've tried the soft matte lip creams and you want more pigment, because that line as a whole tends to be a little bit softer, a little more natural, this is the line to try. I also think these look better on the lips. They're very smoothing. They have like a true blurring finish on them, which is so pretty for a matte lipstick. I don't wear matte lipsticks very often these days, but when I do, this is a formula that I like to reach for. I just recently picked up another shade. So I have, what is this one called? This one is Teddy Fluff, which is kind of like darker nude. And then this one is called Chocolate Mousse, which is a really pretty like deep red brown. But these have really good pigmentation. They stay on the lips pretty well. They're not completely transfer proof, but they almost stay in the lips a little bit. And because they have like that soft blurred finish, they don't feel as uncomfortable as like a true matte liquid lipstick. So I love these. I think they're perfect for the fall if you're watching this during the fall, but really you could use them any time of the year. This is an older product that I don't hear anyone talk about, but I've loved it for such a long time. This is the NYX Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Color. So I have two shades. I'm wearing this one, Beach Casual. I typically do wear this on its own, but also over any lipstick that feels a little bit more dry and uncomfortable. And then I also have this one, which is Sugar Pie. So these have a good amount of pigmentation to them. They're basically glossy lipsticks. They're really smooth, very hydrating. Because they're supposed to have that plumping quality, I do feel like overall they make your lips look a little bit more smooth and even. They're not long lasting. Like while filming this video, I've already reapplied it twice. I am talking a lot, but it's not necessarily going to stay in place as long as like a more long wearing lipstick, a true cream lipstick. But I think they're really good toppers on top of matte lipsticks that are really uncomfortable because they are so hydrating, very glossy. They're basically glossy lipsticks. So I really enjoy this formula too. This is without a doubt one of the best lip liner formulas I've tried. These are the Line Loud lip pencils. I have a few different shades. These are kind of newer. I don't know if NYX just redid their lip liner formula because I don't remember trying these in the past, but what I love about these is they glide on. Like they're very smooth, really easy to work with, really pigmented, but once they dry down, they do not move. So they stay in place really well. And if you layer a lipstick on top, it's going to lock that lipstick into place and really extend the wear of it. So these are amazing. They have a bunch of gorgeous shades. I think they have like 18 to 20 different options to choose from, and they're $8. They're really affordable. Again, I've stopped buying high-end lip liners because I feel like there are so many good drugstore options in this category and in the eyeliner category. I feel like a lot of brands end up using like a very similar formula for their eyeliners and their lip liner pencils because I almost feel like they do the same thing. Like they glide on and then once they're down, they stay in place all day long. I would kind of be curious to compare the ingredients and see how different they are, but I'm sure they're going to be a little bit different because one's meant for the eyes, one is meant for the lips. But anyway, if you're looking for a good lip liner pencil, try these. You won't be disappointed. As for the worst NYX lip product, I almost said their lip lingerie liquid lipsticks, but I don't think they even make those anymore because I was on their website and I couldn't find them. But those were probably one of the worst liquid lipsticks I had ever tried. They had the best shades to choose from because they had all different nudes, like light nudes, dark nudes, cool tones, warm tones. So I tried them on more than one occasion because I just loved the shade options, but they were so dry, so uncomfortable. They cracked, they felt very heavy. I'm so glad that if they did stop making them, that they did, because I don't recommend those. But there's another product. Let me just find a picture of it. This is the NYX Powder Puff Matte Full Coverage Lip Cream. So they still make this product. It's available for $9. And again, I remember trying these because Too Faced had launched something kind of similar, and I was looking for a good dupe. But this product, again, just feels so dry on the lips. They have really pretty colors to choose from, but as you apply it, it's very streaky. It does have a little bit of like that blurring finish, very similar to the Smooth Whips, but it doesn't have the same pigmentation, so it ends up looking really uneven. I also felt like they got really messy, like the actual packaging ended up getting really messy, and they just didn't last on the lips very well, and they also felt really dry. I don't know if I said that already. So if you're looking for something kind of similar but better, definitely try the Smooth Whips. I mean, even the original soft matte lip creams were definitely better than those, but I don't recommend the ones that I just mentioned. What were they called again? The Powder Puff Matte Full Coverage Lip Creams. Oh wait, I'm on Ulta's website and there is a lip lingerie product from NYX. It just looks like the packaging is different, but they don't have really bad reviews. So I kind of wonder if they changed the formula. Have you guys tried these new Lip Lingerie XXL long-lasting matte liquid lipsticks? Let's see what people are saying. Some people say it stays in place all day long. Some people say that it crumbles and flakes. Some people say it's the best lipstick they've ever tried. So I don't know. Maybe they reformulated them. Maybe I'll have to pick one up, but honestly, I love this formula so much. I feel like I'll probably just stick with this. But anyway, those are the best and worst NYX products that I've tried. I would love to know which products you guys love. And again, if you have any recommendations in categories that I didn't mention, like a powder highlighter, a powder blush, a liquid foundation, an eyeshadow palette, please let me know because I would love to do a full face of NYX. I think they have so many fun products to choose from, and because they do offer so many different options in every category, I do feel like there is something that will work well for everyone. Anyway, thanks again for watching today's video. I'll put my best and worst of e.l.f. video on the screen for you guys in case you want to check it out, and let me know which brand I should do next. But otherwise, I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.